hard to tell people apart.
Our lefties are going to do everything the exact opposite of what you say.
All right, so, bad guy, left foot in front, you're going to hold the sword next to your right ear. This sword position is called hasso. If you see it in the movies, they hold the sword down here. This is not correct. They do this so when they take the headshot for the poster, the shiny part's in the picture. Because just this doesn't look as cool. Look, he's holding a handle. So they do this. Also, you see it in Western martial arts when they're being lazy and doing sentry duty. Because the next step is to tip it against their shoulder, which in samurai sword class will get you knocked on your butt. You know why? Because it's not smart. If you have a 3-foot sharpened razor blade, you hold it next to your neck. Yes, this is natural selection at work. Okay? So, right here, because in armor, it lets you cut down immediately if you have to, with power and authority. So you're going to start right there. Good guy! Left foot in front, point your sword menacingly at the middle of their throat. Because we're mean that way. This is kind of a, leave me alone or I'll kill you. And the bad guy's going to not pay attention. All right, there's going to be commands on this. My wife is going to say, Yoy. Do not confuse this with yowie. Okay? No, it's not. Yoy means prepare to be attacked by a sword. Okay, actually that's a lot like yowie. But yoy means prepare. So when she says yoy, the bad guy, our first attack is going to be a stab. She's going to bring the sword down to this position where the sword's pointed right for the middle of the chest. Good guy. You're going to take the tip of the sword and move it off to the right. That does two things. No, shut up. Number one, it's a reminder of which direction this is going. If both people are pointing their swords at each other and we both step forwards, we've created mutual shish kebab. Funny but wrong. Okay, we're going to tip the sword to the side because it lets us know which direction we're moving, and it also prepares me to make the block. On each, the bad guy's going to step. They're going to stab right through the middle of the chest. In real life, you're actually going to aim a little bit higher, right here, that throat notch, right at the top of the sternum. But we're going to aim for the middle of the chest just in case we screw up. Because stabbing somebody in the sternum with a blunt wooden stick is a, ow, that was unpleasant. Stabbing somebody in the throat is a, oops, somebody called 911. Never mind, tell them to take their time.
Oh.
And that's going to change the con in a bad way, okay? So you're going to aim right here. When the bad guy steps, good guy, you step. Does that make sense? Even if I screw up the block, I still live. Samurai swordsmanship, it's called redundant safety. We do two things to accomplish one. Also known as being a man. We do extra steps to make it complicated. So from right here, yoy, tip over, tip down. On each, bad guy steps, good guy also steps, and while we step, we're going to block so that the tip of the sword is no longer pointed at us. Does anybody remember the Princess Bride? Mm-hmm. Remember Inigo Montoya getting run through both shoulders? Made for great cinema, but it's bad martial concepts. So block the sword enough that if it keeps going, no penetration. Look, if you guys are taking this wrong, that's your fault. Which reminds me, if you're in the audience, if you're a parent, if your child understands this level of innuendo, you're bad parents. From here, yoy. Each, step back and block. On knee, you're going to shuffle back in and reverse your sword. Take it horizontally to take off their head. And when I say shuffle, I mean when you step back, you're going to have your right foot in front. I want you to shuffle in. Keep your right foot in front because it means your legs are parallel to the sword. And I know it's summer vacation, we don't math. But the cool thing about parallel is it doesn't meet. If you step back in instead of shuffle, what we've now created is perpendicular. Perpendicular meets, and in this case it's your thigh and their sword. This is bad martial strategy. You may kill this one, but the other 45 are going to eat your brains. Okay, so shuffle. Again, left foot in front.
We have yoy.
Tip. And then, victory dance!
What?
Victory dance.
Don't encourage dancing. All right, quick note. We are going to be taking turns on this,
Oh,
okay? When you are the attacker, we have Yoi, each you stab. When they return on me, the best thing you can do is hold still. Your instinct to flinch and draw back when their sword is on top is going to help drive their sword into your own face.
that's assisted suicide.
Thanks.
Dr. Kevorkian would love you, the convention will not.
So hold still. You'll get a turn to do it to them. So this is about a little bit of control and trusting your partner too.
And if you're the good guy, do not bring your sword here. Okay, if you're a martial arts master, prove that on your own time and under your own insurance provider. Okay, stop about a foot away from their head, just because it'll make me feel better, and your partner will be less inclined to bap you along the skull when it's their turn. All right, Mrs. Sensei.
All right,
go
face
on.
towards your partner.
Quickly, because we got